people DMing me on Twitter like, "Yo, can since Naruto and Sasuke lost to Jigen, can Madara beat this guy?" I'm like, "What do you think? Just think, man. Like, do I even need to answer that question? Like,
It's like
like
somebody makes
I
a
find
good
it.
point here though. Somebody says that Madara's six paths is way better than Ishiki because he uses his powers more efficiently. I agree with that.
Yeah, but here's the thing: it doesn't matter because Ishiki is so much faster and stronger. Like Sasuke couldn't even like react to Ishiki. Like Ishiki's like playing kickball with Sasuke in the
That's
Wait,
true.
anime. Like,
wait. How? I'm, I'm trying to figure out. Holy shit! This is such a dumb. I'm sorry for cursing on your live stream.
it's
I
fine.
don't know
It's
what the
Bro,
fine.
you're
rules are
good.
here,
You're good. There's no rules.
but
We straight.
okay.
You're
But
free to
like
be yourself on this channel right here. Just letting you
Yeah, I
I'm
guys
like,
appreciate
know.
that.
okay, so do we even have like enough information like from like okay, so if we're assuming all right, so if we're assuming 10 Intel Jinchuriki, dual Rinnegan, even if you want to throw in the third eye, Infinite Tsukunome,
Hmm.
that's the highest tier that Madara reaches, right?
Right.
I honestly don't think we have enough like material of him fighting in that form to make like a definitive like statement that he would be able to beat Ishiki Otsutsuki. Like I
Yeah,
really don't like who did he fight? He fought like Naruto and Sasuke. I'm talking about like in his top tier. Rock Metal
my guy.
that doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So this is a Naruto who just got his powers, a Sasuke who just got their powers. Sasuke he can't even teleport between dimensions yet. He's like a little baby with his Rinnegan,
True.
right?
Facts.
So that fight didn't even last that long before Kaguya kind of took over things. So like the body of work that level of Madara has, I don't think there's enough material there to say definitively. And even so, like you have to understand, like even going back to Delta, that character, whether you want to admit this, even no, fuck Delta. Going to like Damon, like this little annoying kid. This
He said,
kid
"Fuck
Yo,
Delta."
surpasses Jigen in power, bro. Like he surpasses every character in Naruto Shippuden in power. I'm sorry, he just does.
and he
Maybe
doesn't
you
even need
want
to try. He doesn't even need to
exactly,
fight
bro.
them.
And
Like he's so broken.
that's just the power. We're not even talking about his like hacked abilities on top of the power,
Yeah.
right? Like maybe you could make a case for like Ten Tails Madara in terms of just like pure power, because like a whole ass Ten Tails is a problem.
Hmm.
But that's what I was saying. Like if we establish the strongest version of Madara and then compare him to where we think Hokage Naruto was when he fought Delta, and kind of make that comparison. So what are you guys feeling about that in particular? Like I know some
It's
people think like Hokage Naruto is weaker than Shippuden Naruto,
I find
but
that
I
crazy. Like
find
I
that
find that
I find that
insane. Like
ridiculous that people even think
like
that.
yeah, I feel like people think just because Naruto and Sasuke are established as like these so-called gods, they're like unbeatable, right? So when you see like
right.
Naruto get like whooped by Jigen, it's like people jump to the conclusion, oh Naruto's nerfed, oh Naruto's
I
weak,
think they
you know?
took that statement from Kurama just a
Oh
little
that
bit
Rusty
too.
statement,
Yeah, I think they
yeah,
just
that's
took
some
that and
BS.
ran
Like
with it a little bit too
yeah,
hard.
What
it's
statement?
some
Kurama said
Kuruma
that
said.
Naruto is rusty.
Yeah, and here's the
Oh
thing,
yeah,
that
yeah.
statement is such BS because like after he says that, after the whole Naruto guidance stuff ends, Naruto trains. Like there's an episode where he's like training with the Hokage guards and like they're trying to use like a sealing jutsu on him and he's like going full power. This is like a
Dog, I
couple years
never
before
seen
the
this
Momoshiki
before.
fight.
Whoa,
It's
hold
like
up.
episode 38 or 37.
Is
Is
It's
this
that
in
a?
that
the
one with
episode.
they fight Mirai on the
Yeah,
bridge?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Wait,
That's the episode.
that was
When
in
they
Boruto.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewatch. I don't remember that.
Yeah, it's very early. It's like 37, 38. When they first become Genin, like after the
Now,
Genin exams.
now my only problem
Um,
with that is that those it's been established that the level of like the level of caliber of shinobi in the Boruto era is kind of diminished a little bit. So like those shinobi that he's going up against, I would argue are probably weaker than like shinobi of the past. I don't know if you want to make like if you have like a contradictory, you
like
know,
what are you
view on
referring
it.
to? Like Naruto training?
No, no, just that one scene in the anime where like Naruto's powering up and they're supposed to like kind of contain him. He just breaks out. Is that what you're talking about? Because I feel like those shinobi that he's kind of going up against, they're kind of mediocre. So
Like
I don't. So
but
yeah,
like even then, it's still implied that it's like training off screen because we're getting something like that, it means that he's willing to get in shape. He's willing to get battle ready. Because after Kuroma tells him this, after the whole Shin Uchiha stuff ends, he starts like getting in shape. And this is a couple years before the like Momoshiki fight and the tuning exams. So by the time the Momoshiki fight comes around, he's already in shape.
My bad,
The
guys.
whole
I had to step off. I
Kurama
was
said,
talking to my sister. What happened? My bad. I'm
that's
so
fine,
sorry.
that's fine. We're referring to like the shinobis that Naruto was training with. Um, it's like at that point Naruto was just training like on his own, like off screen. And I mean, this was a couple years before the Momoshiki fight and the tuning exams. Like at that time when he was training with those like shinobi, right? Like they were like 11 or 12, like Boruto's generation. And then like when the tuning exams rolled around, it's been about a year. So Naruto's had like a year or so of just training, like off screen, like to get in shape. And by the time the Momoshiki fight, like when Momoshiki invaded, like Naruto's ready to take on Momoshiki right there. And even then, Kurama states like Kurama isn't saying like, oh, you're out of shape, your battle senses have dulled. Like nothing's implied by Kurama. Like that whole statement that, oh, he's rusty, it kind of goes out the window by the time you get to like Momoshiki and stuff, because at that point he's already in shape. He's ready to like go.
Right.
You know?
Right, and that to me that's such a weird like statement. Like for people to like linger on that, like Naruto being out of shape and rusty. For me, it's like we've already established it's more so a power thing, right? Like as long as he still maintains that level of power, which he does, him being even if he was out of shape, let's grant them that, right? In their
Yeah.
me reality, right?
Right.
Even if he
Yeah.
was out of shape, we already know, even going back to the Naruto versus Ishiki battle, he wasn't able to really do much in Six Paths mode, but he powered up and then he went like it wasn't that he was weaker in taijutsu or he was inferior in hand-to-hand combat. It was
He's just
all based on
outmatched.
the power.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a power thing. So let's say he got rusty, he's still nice with them hands and he
Mm-hmm.
got the power to back it up. So nah, bro, that's not even a
Uh,
terrible
I think what
argument in
they
my
meant
opinion.
like rusty, like I don't know if you guys ever did martial arts or boxing or anything like that. When you don't
Yeah.
do it for a while, like say if you're a boxer and you stop boxing or stop practicing for like a year or something, your battle senses or your fight senses, like your IQ is going to be a little bit off. You're not going to be able to react the way you used to react to like a punch being thrown at you, like as you would if you was still practicing. So as far as him being rusty, that's what I think that he was talking about. Not far as like his powers, so to say.
yeah.
More as his like his battle sense. Like you're a little rusty there. You haven't been fighting that much lately.
Yeah, like people misinterpret that statement so much. People think like, oh, Naruto's just automatically weaker, and they just jump to that conclusion and just hold on to that statement for the rest of Boruto, which I find insane. Like that's the problem with like some scalers, right? I see this on Twitter all the time. Like, oh, Naruto's weaker because Kurama said this. That gets debunked when you actually watch the show. He's in shape at that point, right? So it's just BS when people say that.
Yeah, so like what do you guys so like kind of bringing it back, like where do you how would you say Ten Tails Jinchuriki Madara from like the highest level of Madara versus that Naruto who fought Delta? Like who's more powerful to you? Like I
Oh,
Oh,
my
Naruto.
answer, but I'm curious what you're gonna say.
Naruto for facts, unless he gets put on the Tsukiyomi, that's the only way that Hashirama is really gonna beat him. Cause
and Naruto is so fast.
yeah, it's no
Like
way.
I
Like
am I can pull up
Right.
like calculations and shit. I'm pretty sure you guys probably don't want to hear it
plus he
'cause it's
has
such a long
he has the
explanation. But
other he has a, sorry to cut you off,
yeah, it's
Meek,
fine.
but he has the other tail beasts. He has both tail beasts now. At the beginning, he didn't.
Uh,
He only had half of Kurama. So now he has
yeah,
Exactly.
both halves of Kurama, and they are both work together. So he's a perfect Jinchuriki now. You know, so I don't
yeah,
think that. Yeah, I don't think Madara stand a chance.
yeah. Not only that, like he got like exponentially faster.
And
So
then he
like
has all the
if you
other
come,
tail beasts too. He has all
yeah,
their
like
chakra.
there's like statements from like the light novels, like the Retsuden series, where like you know how Naruto gets sick, right? And
Yeah, yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
there's like a scene that was translated. He was like riding a bike, and like some drone attacked him, and they shot like photon beams at him, and the photons can move at the speed of light, and he's
Wait,
dodging this
Wait,
casually.
in the
wait,
novel, I don't
wait,
remember that.
Yeah,
wait.
I can
Naruto was
provide a
riding a bike. We just gonna skip over that, bro?
yeah, yeah. He's riding a bike.
What?
It's like because he can't walk or some shit like that, because he can't like utilize chakra because he's like sick. I don't know, something like that.
Oh, damn. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
he's riding a bike, right?
Talking
And like
about the
some
novel. Go ahead. I'm sorry
yeah,
to cut you off. My bad. I
yeah.
thought
It's
you were
like the,
something.
like yeah. There's like photon beams that like are shot at him from like a drone, and these photon beams like if you didn't know already, photons move at the speed of light,
Mm-hmm.
and he's dodging this with like no nine tails, no sage mode, no six pass sage mode. He's doing this in his base form, and he can't even utilize chakra. Like he's already
Oh
like
shit.
yeah, he's already moving at that speed. And when you look at the war arc, when he was fighting Madara had an attack called Light Fang Ray, and that stated to move at the speed of light as well. And Naruto needed like his nine tails. He needed to be in six pass sage mode to just even dodge this,
To
and he
dodge
barely
those.
dodged this. But he's
So what
already
you're
like as an
technically be
adult.
saying, he's like as an adult, he's as fast as he was, and in his base mode, he's as fast as he was when he was a teenager in the KCM mode. Sage
Yeah.
six pass case. Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah, and then when you add the nine tails on top, which is double as an adult because he has the other half,
Hold up.
that's like
Somebody.
god damn.
He said, "How
What's
much
up?
do I have to see? How much do I have to see Naruto to ride a bike?" I guess he was saying, "How much do I have to pay to see Naruto ride a bike?"
Bruh, you telling me? Holy shit!
Yeah,
Bro,
Definitely
I
ain't
don't
checked
know
that out.
why.
So talking about the novels, now that you bring the novels up, like, do you? I was talking to I don't know if y'all saw the videos that we did with Naruto Explained not too long ago. We was talking about the novels and how they can be adapted into the anime. That specific novel right there, as far as Naruto being sick because he had the chakra illness from having all the tail beasts. I guess Hagoromo had the same type of illness back in the day, so they had to go search for, what was it, crystals? Meek, they had to find
I haven't
for
I
the.
haven't read it.
You
I
haven't.
just
Oh, okay.
I just know Naruto Explained talked about it in his like
He,
videos.
I read it. I think it's I read the Sasuke Resident, and they are looking for the cure for Naruto's sickness in the Sasuke
Yeah,
Resident.
I heard about that.
Yeah. Okay. So I read that complete thing, and it doesn't really give you the closure of Naruto being cured or not. I'm not sure. I read it like last year, but
Yeah,
as
I know.
far
Like,
as go ahead.
yeah, keep going. Wait, what are you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna say, as far as like the novels fitting into the anime, how do you guys think that they will fit that novel into the anime, since Naruto technically doesn't have Kurama no more, and in that light novel he has Kurama inside of him? So how would they? That would be a dope novel to adapt, the Sasuke Resident. So how would they actually
For
adopt
sure.
that? You know?
It can just honestly just like retcon that plot point, since like even though Naruto loses Kurama, he still has like the Biju chakra inside of him, just like bits and pieces. You can
Right.
just write it in a way where he's being
But they said
affected
that
by
he had no Sakura said he had no chakra left in him from any of the tail beasts though.
Oh really?
Yeah, in the episode, he said
Uh,
there's no you have no more superhuman strength. That he has no chakra from any
don't-
of
I
the
don't-
tail beasts.
I don't think that implies it means that though.
True. Okay.
Like she did. Like maybe you're right. I don't know.
I
Maybe
think she
Sakura
would have
was, like,
brought that
referring to
up
that.
though. Like, okay, you still have certain portions of the tail beast in you. You just don't have Kurama. She said that you have none of the chakra anymore though.
Yeah, she said like you have no more superhuman
Wait.
chakra.
Wait, so is this the same novel where he rides the bike? I'm just out of curiosity.
Yeah, no, this is a
No,
different novel.
this
but
is
it's the same
Sasuke's.
Okay.
series.
Okay.
It's a different novel, but same series.
Wait,
Like,
Sasuke is
it's
riding
called
the bike.
Resident series.
No.
No.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing.
No.
Okay,
but,
yeah.
like, it's in the-
Ryan, Booth the
it's in
guy.
the same-
Booth guy. He know everything, bro. He said it's called polar
What'd he say?
particles. Yeah, that's exactly what they was looking for. They was looking for the polar particles so they can save
damn.
Nah,
Naruto.
Boot,
Yo, he know
Boot
everything,
Guy's
man.
that dude. He a true dreamer. He's that dude.
Does he make content too, or he just a casual
You're a
fan?
fan, super fan.
That's
I'm
what's
not
up.
sure.
That's what's up.
Booth Guy, you make content? Let me know. I never asked you that.
Let me see.
But as far as like how they can adapt that, so I think you can take two paths with that. The first path would be like they do any other filler, right? Just do like a back in the past type thing, right? We go back in time
True. That would
before
be
it
dope.
happens,
Mhm.
right? And then we cover that content, and then we can kind of move forward. Or it doesn't even have to be like in line with the proper canon, right? We just
Mhm.
we kind of want to see some dope shit. So they can go back in time and do that. Like I want them to go back to like Naruto the last era and cover that kind of content.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Or
so
they
that's
can say
essentially
that
what they'll have
he,
to do.
or they can say that he, since he lost Kurama's chakra and that chakra has been a part of him his whole life, that it's disrupting his actual natural chakra flow. They can use that if they wanted to.
Yeah, they can
Yeah.
change some details from the novels and just make it seem
Exactly.
like it fits in the anime. And it would bring in so much like people to watch it because like that novel is so popular. Like a lot of people like that because it's Sasuke and Sakura.
Oh,
There's a
somebody
lot
just
of
said
people
that
who
in the
like
comments too, so they can make it
Yeah, a
the
lot
death
of
of Kurama causes the illness. Yep.
yeah, and like
Exactly.
a lot of people like
perfect.
Yeah, and when you have like a focus on those OG characters, especially with like people who like seeing Sasuke and Sakura together because we don't really get to see them together. If you have like an
Mm-hmm.
arc about them like going to try to find this cure for Naruto's illness, that's gonna bring in a lot of people to watch the anime,
That
and
that's
people
a
are
great
already
point.
watching the anime as well.
That's a
You know?
great point that you bring up right there, because yeah, then we can get like a pretty much just an arc with just Sasuke and Sakura. And I don't know if like you guys say you didn't read it, but if you ever get a chance, I'll probably drop it in because I know where to find it at online. I'll probably drop it in the
Oh,
Discord.
really?
Actually, I will. I'll drop it in
Yeah,
the
you
Discord
should
for you
send it.
guys.
Yeah, definitely send it because like there isn't. Like, how are you able to
It's
read it? Because
long.
there's no like actual.
No, it's translated into English. Hold on, Sasuke.
Oh, nice, nice.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna get it for you. Hold on.
I heard they're gonna drop the physical releases next year. You can actually buy the volume itself.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
have a lot of them on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, you can buy the Sasuke Wrestling. I'm seeing it right now. It's on eBay.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah, it's on eBay.
I think it's Sasuke Shinden. That's the one I have. I have a lot of the Naruto stuff. I have a lot of like the Naruto manga.
Weren't they saying like Gara was saying like Sakura in Boruto scales to his power level as like the Kazekage or some shit?
That's what Naruto
Yeah,
Explained was saying.
yeah. He was
Like
saying that.
holy shit.
I guess they mentioned it in a novel that Sakura
Base? Wow.
base Sakura without the Honey Hills Sealing Jutsu or whatever, she equals out to Gara.
That's
Okay.
crazy.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to find this.
Y- Yo, Ish, what's good, bro? What's up? What's up?
I dropped it in the chat. If
Oh,
y'all would
shit.
click on that right there, that's the entire novel right there. You can read the whole thing.
I gotta
Yo.
read this in my free time then, because I've heard a lot of people talk about it on Twitter.
Yeah, so
Like people hype it up.
yeah, it's just
Dude, I'll
dope,
make a
bro. I
whole
love it.
series.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go. It has the whole. This is the whole thing right here. It's super long though.
I
Nice,
heard
very
like
nice.
I heard people like shit talking about this novel. Like I heard people say like Sasuke loses to like a lizard or some shit.
You don't lose to no lizard, bro. Don't let them.
Yeah,
Nah.
yeah, they lying then. They
Well,
lying
the
then.
thing, like, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but
Okay, yeah.
basically is they have this like lizard. It's not a lizard. It's like this big monster thing. All right, so basically in the Naruto world, it's kind of like if you want to compare them to dinosaurs because all of these creatures are extinct, and they do kind of like
okay.
an Edo Tensei on these creatures, and they bring them back to life. So
Oh, that's
that's
That sounds
yeah,
cool.
bro. It's dope.
That's
It's cool.
fire.
And I forget what the because Sasuke he doesn't get beat by he kind of makes friends with one of the Edo Tensei monsters. I can't remember
Oh, okay.
the monster's name, but he
That's lit.
puts it under a genjutsu, and he kind of befriends it, and it fights with him during the whole like bro. They have and that's why they really have to adapt the Sasuke Wrestling novel because it has so many dope parts in it that if
That's
it's
so much
animated,
lore, right?
not even just the lore, just like I can see the battles like reading it when they're fleshing out the battle. It's like it's just kind of like a whole war because Sasuke has to go to this prison. It's kind of
Yeah,
like
I
that.
heard about
Yeah,
that.
he has
Yeah,
to go to this prison
yeah.
and act like a normal dude. Nobody know who he
Like
is.
a prisoner, right?
Nobody knows the Sasuke. Nobody knows because he
I
never.
heard like
Go ahead.
I heard like Sakura she pretends to be like a prison doctor there.
Yep.
Right?
Yep,
That
exactly.
sounds fire. That sounds
She
really
almost
cool.
dies too.
Oh shit.
Yeah, she almost dies, and Sasuke has to say, bro, yeah, I have to read it, and then if y'all can make something on it, cause it's dope. I like it, and when if they have to animate it, it will be such a waste if they let this novel go to waste because
There's yeah, keep going. Please.
no, I was just gonna say because it just that one part when everything starts getting hectic and everything starts going out of control at the prison and everybody's fighting, all the monsters is all over the place, bro. Like it would be dope for them to actually animate that because it will bring us back to the OG Naruto where we didn't have all these powerhouses is clashing and big blast against big blast. Like nah, it seemed like it was more of technique and planning on Sasuke with his big brain ass.
Yeah, I feel like they missed out like the opportunity to just adapt all the novels at the end of Shippuden, because there's so many novels that like people don't know about, and there's like so much lore in that. There's so much information, especially like
Explained was talking
post
about
Fourth
that.
Ninja War.
He was talking about like cause they can still adapt some of those novels into the Boruto timeline because they took the one with what's Asuma's daughter name?
Mirai.
Mirai.
The one where she goes back into the Jashin code when she goes visit that dude from the Jashin code. That's actually a novel. that they put in, that was a novel back
Right, right.
in Naruto, and they just adapted it into Boruto. So that was actually supposed to be in
Oh
Naruto,
damn,
not Boruto. Yeah, exactly. So they can take some of
that's
those
like a
novels from Naruto and actually adapt them into Boruto. They can make it, find a way to make it fit.
yeah, that's like 100 episodes into Boruto as well. So it's like
Exactly.
post Momoshiki fight. Like, damn, that's kind of crazy. I
Yeah, I
I
think that
knew they
worked out.
like I knew they rearranged the timeline for like some of the novels that were adapted at the end of Shippuden, like Sasuke Shinden, where like he met the girl with like the weird dojutsu,
Hmm.
whatever it's called, the Kitsurigan or whatever.
Oh yeah, I know what
I
you're talking about.
know, I know in that novel,
Wait, that was a novel?
like
I didn't know that.
yeah, Sasuke Shinden Sunrise. That's
Oh,
what it's
Yeah.
called.
I didn't know that was a novel. That's dope.
Yeah, so I know in that novel, like the wedding with Naruto and Hinata already happened,
Hmm.
but in the anime timeline, this happens before. So I already know like they changed the timeline for the anime itself, but I'm surprised that they would change something that far
Yeah,
for like the Mirai novel.
I didn't
If
know
they can
either
do
until
that,
we was
like they
talking
can
about
do
it.
anything.
That's true. Yeah, because I was
Yeah,
asking them, I was like, how are they gonna adapt some of these novels where Sasuke clearly has his his Rinnegan. Now he doesn't have it anymore. But like Mello was saying, they can always do flashbacks too. So you know that works. But they don't seem like too big on flashbacks in the Boruto era at all. Naruto,
yeah,
they
they
was
only do.
doing flashbacks like crazy.
Yeah,
Oh God.
yeah.
I
The
I
only
think they learned
flashback,
from their lessons with that one.
yeah, that was hell. Like the Obito flashbacks in the war.
Oh
Oh my
Lord.
god, there was so many. Like I understand why
But it
Obito did
made
what he
sense
did, but
though.
you don't have to show it to us like 500,000 times. Like we get it after the second time, bro. Like come on, let's move on.
It
Yeah, it
made
was so
sense
obvious
though.
what they were trying to do, like stall for time or something. Like it was literally just filler within canon content. It's kind of strange, but
Well, they was doing
yeah.
Yeah,
the manga weekly back then, so they
yeah.
most likely had to either catch up to the manga or let the manga get a little bit further ahead. That's what I'm thinking.
Let me know what you guys think about this though. Would you prefer like the Boruto anime and manga to continue like it is now? Or would you like it to like be like My Hero Academy or Demon Slayer where you become seasonal, but you get like fucking Boruto episode 189 Kawaki levels of animation every episode or something like that?
I think that actually draws into a video that Meek did. Meek, didn't you do a video on like what you want to see in the future of Boruto?
Yeah, I was just talking about like what I want to see in the time skip. I was talking about like the color palette on like how
Yeah,
it should
you were
look.
saying that it should be
It's
a
like
little bit darker instead of it being all bright and
all
colorful.
bright. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was just
Like
watching that today.
yeah, like what Mello, what you were saying. Like to be honest with you, I really like seeing it weekly. Like I can't imagine not watching Boruto like seasonal. Like as much as I would love to see like 189 animation each episode for Boruto, like the manga, the way it works with the anime, it works coherently where the manga just gives you like the basic storyline. They give you like 3 to 5 characters. They give you the basically like what's like the main storyline, like the main plot, right? And then the anime, when it comes to adapting that, they're going to expand, right? They're going to add more characters into the plot. They're going to add additional plot lines. Like what the manga lacks is just straight up depth. And
Hmm.
the anime always capitalizes on this. Like for example, like the car members, like Boro in the manga, I'm not gonna lie, he was ass. Like he had no character
No
to him.
character. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
flat.
and then in the anime, he is like a whole Otsutsuki worshiper. He has like people.
Right.
He has like his own
Hmm.
cult, right? They do stuff like that where it makes his character much more interesting. And I mean, I really like that concept of like the anime adding to these characters, and like that's a double-edged sword for the manga itself because if you're a manga reader only, you're gonna
Hmm.
miss out on this additional content.
Exactly.
And
You have to read both.
it,
Or, well, have to
mm-hmm, yeah,
read the
yeah,
manga and watch the anime. I think they
yeah,
did that on
But
purpose.
I also feel like that's possible to do. Oh, okay, so let's say we do a seasonal, right? We know that the Boruto anime is so close to the manga, right? That's why I'm kind of
yeah,
confused as to why they're trying to get past these tuning exams so quickly, because it makes sense that they would need more content for the anime only stuff, but that's neither here nor there. But if they did the seasonal stuff, maybe not even like the length of My Hero, maybe like I don't know, bro. Like take maybe 3, 4 months off. That might be My Hero, but and then they come back with some really dope animation. You don't have to like cancel out all of the things that make the anime better than the manga in terms of the extra stuff they add on to it, right? Like still add
yeah,
Boros Cult, still add some character development for the side characters, but have it
Yeah.
like really, I don't know. It's just that Kashin Koji versus Jigen fight
Ishiki.
was a little
Yeah.
disappointing to me.
Yeah, I
That,
was
that
talking to Free Game about that last time. Like we were
okay.
talking about how they, I mean, for weekly anime, they had to sacrifice the animation, right?
Hmm.
They had to sacrifice the art. Like I'm not gonna lie, like seeing that in the anime, it was like hella disappointing because in the manga it was so fire. And like obviously they sacrificed that for 3 fire episodes of Ishiki versus, Naruto and Sasuke and Boruto. And like if you have a seasonal anime, you can make a fight like that, like Ishiki versus Kashin Goji.
Exactly.
Oh, lit.
Even the
You can,
Delta and Naruto fight, like they could do something like that with that battle because I feel like it was so amazing in the manga, but in the anime it was so lackluster to me. It was
yeah,
very
yeah.
disappointing. I
I
can't
think they
tell you
I
should have
how
feel you.
drug
hyped
out
I
some of
was
those
for that fight,
fights.
bro.
I think
Me
they should have
too,
drug
bro.
out some of
Me
those
too.
fights instead of just making them 1 or 2 episodes like how they did.
Exactly,
Yeah,
bro.
they should have drug them
Exactly.
out.
Hmm.
I added
And
more
I don't
like,
know.
content to it.
It's like they were trying to, okay, they heard the fans say, okay, we need to adapt this manga content to get people interested. But at the same time, I think they like went overboard. There was a middle ground they could have reached. That I think they were
mhm.
speed blitzing through it a little too
Yeah, yeah,
fast.
yeah. They
And I
kind
feel like
of
it was
rushed through the adaptation.
Well,
See
it was
that?
somebody
Like,
made a
100%.
theory. I can't remember who it was. It could have been you, Meek. So excuse me if I'm taking your theory, or it could have
yeah,
been somebody else. I'm not sure, but somebody was like they think that they pretty much split blitz through the manga content because the old writer, what's his name? I can't remember. Kodachi. Remember
Odachi.
they fired
Yeah.
Kodachi, so they wanted to get more into the Kishimoto
Ah,
content. You
that's
know,
a good
so
take.
yeah, you notice like all the
Maybe. Yeah.
Kodachi shit, they kind of just speed blitzed through it. Like as far as the manga
Oh.
content, they fleshed it out a little bit. They gave more detail into it. Like they made it less of a snapshot because that's what the manga. That's all I see it as is just a snapshot of
Yeah.
the anime. So they
Yeah.
took
Right.
it and like they just added some more content to it, but they wanted to get through it so they can get to Kishimoto stuff. That's what somebody was saying. I don't remember who I was talking to when they said it, but I was like, damn, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It does. Makes a damn lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I think yeah, that definitely makes sense. Cause I've heard like when they fired Kodachi, he was having problems with the anime team. Apparently, he was like arguing with like the directors. That's what I heard. But
Yeah,
I mean, if
Naruto
that's
was trying to
true,
say he was being disrespectful and all that, and
yeah,
yeah,
if that's true, that would probably explain why they went through his stuff. Like, the stuff that he wrote so fast. Of course, they added some stuff in, but I mean, if that's the case, then maybe like once we get to like code with like what he's trying to do with like Ida and Damon, maybe that's gonna be like so heat with like the expansion that they're probably going to do with the anime
okay.
next year or whatever.
So we got a question in the chat. All right, for the time skip, how much of Momoshiki prophecy will happen? Those blue eyes would take everything from you. So they want to know
Um,
what we think about that. Like how much of the prophecy you think would manifest in the future.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think he takes everything. I mean, episode one like is like a dead giveaway. Like everything is gone essentially. Like you know how like remember how Pain destroyed the Leaf Village,
Mhm.
and like the only thing left standing was like the Hokage's faces. They were left
Mhm.
untouched, and like the fact that that gets destroyed as well. Like I think the entire like I don't think the Leaf Village was just destroyed. I think the entire world was. I think
Mm.
everything in the entire planet was
All the
just
other
like
Oh
villages
wow.
would destroy
and not
too.
decimated. Yeah, there's like theories that like all the 5 Kage are dead. Naruto's sealed away.
Mm.
All the power hitters are all dead in a way. Like there's no one left except like Boruto, and he's supposed to be like the savior. I've seen a lot of theories like that, and I mean, I kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie. If that kind of happens, if it goes down to something like that, that'd
Nice.
be kind of insane. Uh,
So I would say with that, I think Boruto is gonna walk the path of like the tragic hero, where I think he's
mhm.
destined to save the world, but at the same time, it's gonna come at the cost of his life. We know that Boruto is an important character, but in terms of like the hierarchy and the actual lore, he's not going to be Hokage, so he doesn't really need to like. This is going to sound a little cruel, right? But he doesn't really need to be around as much as like a Sarada does, because we know she's going to be the future
Yeah.
leader of the village,
Uh,
so to speak, if that
yeah.
makes sense.
We
So
think
the
she's
whole
gonna
Yeah.
thing
be the
with
future leader of the village. We
a
don't know that for sure
100%,
yet.
100%.
100%, I have no doubt in my mind that Sarada Uchiha becomes Hokage. Hokage, like
You think so?
100%.
But if they destroy
100.
everything, like you think it's gonna be a happy ending in a series? You don't think they're gonna end it
I
off
think
dark?
I think
Yes, I
it's gonna
do
be
think.
like I think it's gonna be like a bit somber, like after like the way you're saying Boruto might die in the end, or
Hmm.
he makes like this sacrifice. It's like, okay, Boruto did this to save everyone, but at what cost? Killing the main character that we've known for such a long time, you know. I think it might be like that where it has this like happy feeling, but at the same time, it's gonna end on a somber note that'll leave everyone sad. But at the end of the day, what Boruto did like
This
saved
guy's in the
everyone.
chat. Yo, bro, why you in the chat and you're not on the freaking
Oh, hop on, bro.
podcast, bro?
Sard is equal to Chocho. It's time to pack up.
Bro, stop it. Stop it with the cap, bro.
Yo, I can't believe Organic Dinosaur like wrote that out. I mean, I don't. She translates, so I
I'm not
guess
even gonna
whoever
hold
wrote that
you.
out, like,
That hurt me, bro. That hurt me
yeah,
deep
me
down.
too, bro. Yo,
I
people
was
on
like, how
Twitter were like
dare you?
making fun of Sarada too, like, oh, she's not even, she can't beat Chocho. I'm like, come on, son, like, no way.
He said he not in his setup. This guy.
Oh man.
But yeah, so I think Boruto's gonna be like the tragic hero. He's gonna save the world, but in the
Hmm.
in the process he dies. Now, in terms of those blue eyes taking everything from him, we're dealing with like a shonen manga, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
typically shonen manga, the things that you see early on are not going to be as powerful or as relevant as the concepts you see later on in the series. I always use the example in Dragon Ball Z, you got Raditz, right? And he's like
Hmm.
this strong ass dude. It took the two strongest cats on planet Earth to stop him. And but then in subsequent arcs, you get Nappa, Vegeta, Frieza, Cell, so on and so forth. So I think Boruto, the Jougan that we saw, that's not the be all end all. And I don't
Hmm.
even think that flash forward scene is the end of Boruto. I think
Oh
that's somewhere
no,
in the
no.
middle.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too. That's what
yeah,
I think as well. I don't think that they're gonna
yeah.
spoil it like that, like give you the ending. I do think that's like the prior,
Exactly.
yeah, like the climax of everything.
So I
That
think
might be the start of the
potentially,
end. Yeah.
yeah, I think potentially he gets two Jougan. I think potentially that happens. We know that Jougan, at least in the anime, expresses itself with like a blue hue. It's definitely blue eyes. So
Oh, bringing
it's
that up
like,
too. Do you guys think? I'm sorry to
yeah.
cut you off, Mello. I was
No, you good, bro.
before anybody got on me, I was talking to people in the chat, and we was talking about this upcoming episode. What do you guys think? Do you think that Boruto, since he's in control of this Momoshiki transformation, do you guys think that that eye is the Jogan, or do you think it's the Byakugan
Are you
Mm.
talking about the manga?
on the manga? Yeah,
Like next
my
chapter?
bad.
Oh, okay. I think it's the Byakugan. I think the Jogan will play a bigger role in the time skip. I think it might be foreshadowed at the end of part one before we get into it. But to be honest with you, I really think they're saving that up for like when Boruto becomes a teenager. Because like you remember the panel where they show like the Otsutsuki god, and you
Hmm.
saw like a bunch of Jogans.
Yeah.
I think that might be relevant like way later down the line of the story. I honestly think like the form that Boruto's in right now, he's just able to access Momoshiki's power. So
Got you.
it should be the. I think it's the Byakugan.
It looks
I
Let
like
me
it.
don't
ask you a
think it's the
quick
Jogan.
let me ask you a quick
Uh,
question about
yeah.
that OTP god though. So when you saw like those eyes, what about that illustration is distinctively like Jogan to you?
What do you
Like
mean?
what makes you
It's like
think that's the
it's like
Jogan?
the pupils. It's like the pupils itself. It had the design of the Jogan. Let me try to bring it up
It
just
looked
so
like
I
a whole
can.
bunch of
Okay.
Byakugans to me, if you wanted to be frank.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
like
Byakugan in the manga, it's clear. Like the pupils are clear.
Hmm.
It's really easy to like designate that it's like the Byakugan. But like the eyes that were showing the Otsutsuki god, it was like darkened out the pupils, like how the Jogan is drawn.
so
So
when
I actually,
oh
what's
my
up?
bad, go ahead, continue.
Well, like when I'm looking at it, I'm like, yo, that's the Jogan. Like even like I remember when that panel dropped for the manga, the fandom on Twitter was like they were losing their shit because there's so many people like that love the Jogan. They like hype up the Jogan, right? So when that was seen, everyone on Twitter was just like losing it because it was like, oh shit, it's the Jogan. Like the Otsutsuki god has access to something like that. I mean,
So
we still don't know, but it may not be the Jogan, right? It may be like the Byakugan, as you said, but it's based up to it's a toss up for like interpretation.
yeah, so that's the thing with that. So when the chapter 63 came out, and my chat let me know, like they put me on game because I was completely overlooking quite a few details. But I did side by side comparison to we know from the anime and the flash forward scene, Boruto definitely activates the Jougan. So I went to the manga and went to that flash forward scene in the manga and compared like the illustration of that eye to the what could be the Jougan eye at the end of Boruto chapter 63. I couldn't find any differences. So it could be the Jogan or it could be the Byakugan. But in terms of like what it is based off the facts that we have to go off of, I think we need to assume it's the Byakugan first and foremost and eliminate that possibility before we jump to the Jogan.
Looking up,
Yeah,
So
let
looking
me
that's
live
just
real quick. I just posted a video of what you guys. I'm not a video. Sorry, a picture of what you guys talking about. And this picture right here, these eyes in the background at least, not the eyes that's on the actual
well,
figure.
that's actually fan art. So
Oh,
I
that
don't
is
yeah,
really take
yeah.
okay. Okay,
yeah
okay.
Yeah.
fan art like people draw like different interpretations of what
Got
they
you.
see. So we
I
don't
thought that was
know.
the actual one.
Yeah,
My bad.
let me bring in the actual panels. I'll send it in chat.
Okay.
But yeah, we know like the Byakugan is like tethered to the Otsutsuki. He activates, he taps into the power of Momoshiki. I think until we eliminate the possibility of it being the Byakugan first and foremost, like we need a reason for it not to be the Byakugan in order for it to be the Jogan. And I haven't heard any like really good reasons why it shouldn't be the Byakugan first and foremost. So until I do, I have to assume that that is definitely the Byakugan until we get, some kind of
Yeah,
contradictory statement.
here's like a side by side comparison in chat. Just
Okay,
sent
let
it
me
in.
check it out.
It updates. Like
How do I
that,
do
I
that?
just saw it. If you look at the Otsutsuki God from the manga, it looks like the Jogan because, I mean, the sclera, like the
Oh, the
outsides of the
Jogan,
pupils,
they
is
still put
black.
like they still put like a pupil in here with the Jogan. So like the
Oh,
Byakugan is
yeah.
just a all white eye, and this Jogan right here
Oh,
has
that is
kind of
true.
like a
Yeah, that is
pupil.
true.
But
Yeah,
that
Because
it's just like
Jogan,
Byakugan
pupil
eyes.
in it.
wait, so from that panel that you sent in Discord chat, like the
Yeah.
flash forward scene board, so he doesn't have that black around the retina there. So
But also, here's the thing. I would also like to say, like, when you have your Byakugan activated, you have your veins popping out, and there's like no indication of Boruto's
No, not
veins. Like,
true though. Not true. Not true.
oh
Not true.
really?
Not all the Otsutsuki when they use their Byakugan. I don't remember
Well,
Jigen's
Ishiki, when he activates his Byakugan, you can see his veins pop out.
Ishiki's veins popped out. I don't remember that part.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll take
Same
your
thing
word
goes
for
like
it.
Kaguya, Momoshiki. Like when you're activating your Byakugan, you get like your veins popping out, and we don't really see that either in the flash forward scene. That's why people say like the Jogan's in the manga, right, from page one, and you can't really. I don't really rule that out either. So it's based up to interpretation. Honestly, it's based
hmm.
on what people
What
think.
about what about a passive Byakugan? So like if we okay, so take like Neji Hyuga and he has like
Yeah.
his eyes normally, no veins or anything like that. That's still the Byakugan eye.
But he
Are
don't
we?
Yeah,
activate the
but
powers of the
yeah,
Byakugan though.
yeah, like the way Boruto's like activating his eye, it looks like he's gonna be using it in battle. Like when
Right.
Hyuga member or Byakugan user, when they activate their Byakugan, their veins pop out. We don't see
So
that from Boruto.
The only
so I
one
would
who's
say in that
weird with it
flash.
is Himawari. She has her natural blue eyes, but then she'll activate her Byakugan and her eyes will turn totally white. She's the only like exception that I saw like where they have their eyes and then it actually
Right.
activates and turn into something else. Other than that, they
So
all
in that
just have that Byakugan and just activate it with the
The
veins.
anime is the Jogan. So they probably is intended to be the Jogan.
So in that
That's just
flash
how I
forward
interpret it.
scene, like that panel there, you see like the action lines around the eye indicating he's like activating it. So that's obviously the Jogan we know from the anime. But
Hmm.
in the at the end of Boruto chapter 63, we don't see any of those action lines or anything like that. So it's definitely not being activated, whatever that eye is.
Yeah, let
So
me
you can
take a look.
say,
Let's see.
What do
yeah,
you
I
so you
don't
can
guys
say
remember.
like
It's been so long.
right for real? What do you guys think that eye can do though? Like that's just still a huge mystery on what the actual powers of the Jogan is.
I mean, from what we've seen in the anime, he's capable of doing like space-time ninjutsu. Like
Right.
in the first arc, he like sends like Sumire, Nue, and Mitsuki
Hmm.
into like a whole nother dimension.
Right.
And then against like Oroshiki, like when he was fighting with Shinki, he's able to like see him in like other dimensions and like
Right.
sense where he's coming from. Like it already has like broken and insane hacks to begin with, right? So
As
I
far
mean,
as the
this is
visual prowess,
Boruto.
do you think it has like any of the like Sharingan visual prowess, or you think that it's more like going to be closer to the Byakugan
Well,
working?
well, he does have like one insane feat with the Jougan against Momoshiki in episode 65. If I remember correctly, Momoshiki tried attacking Boruto, and then
Oh,
Boruto
he
like
dodged
dodges his
it.
attack,
Mm-hmm.
and he had his Jougan active.
Yep.
So you can probably interpret that as like, oh, like it's like moves like the Sharingan. He has perception, he can read movements with it. The fact that he's able to do that with the Jougan, it kind of implies that, you know,
Yeah, that's what
but
I thought.
it doesn't
I said
confirm
it
anything.
has. Yeah, I would assume that since it's the pure eye and it's one of the main eyes from the Otsutsuki branch, that it has
Yeah.
every eye ability. That's what I hope. That's just wishful thinking for me, but that's what I was thinking.
Oh, someone said in
So
chat that was not Boruto who did that. That was Noe. All right, thanks for clarification.
Did what?
yeah. So the thing is, so I got the chapter up here on the official viz. Yeah, that eye's not being activated. It's kind of passive there. You don't see any black in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
So I think that's most likely the Byakugan until we can kind of like rule that out. But even going with like the Jogan's abilities, even when he used it against Momoshiki in that episode, like I don't feel like it would have any like abilities that would be akin to the Sharingan's visual prowess, simply because it wasn't really shown to us. My whole
yeah.
thing is so I make a lot of theory videos on my channel. Um, and my whole thing is they have to be number one, rooted in logic and like facts, right? I don't just make stuff up. You like, yeah, there's always like a tether to the series, right? So my time travel stuff, I actually have an example from the series that kind of makes that plausible, right? I just don't come up with random stuff. So the whole thing is like I need to eliminate, like I said with the Byakugan here, is this the Jogan or the Byakugan? Well, we know that historically the Byakugan's linked to the Otsutsuki. So in order for me to make the leap past Byakugan, I need to have a reason why it shouldn't be that. So in terms of like the abilities of the Jogan, I've seen no indications that it has any kind of perception abilities in terms of being able to read someone's body movements to be able to allow him to do this, that, or the third.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I know, it kind of works like the Byakugan, where he can see the chakra pathway system.
Mm-hmm.
He's able to see the negative chakra of Niue.
Mm-hmm.
I have a video on my channel talking about how the Honeri Otsutsuki, Sumere, Niue, and the Jogan are linked together.
Mm.
There's an actual link between them. And I go in more detail about that. But he can obviously see in multiple dimensions
Mm-hmm.
in the Urashiki arc with him and Shinki in that battle. Um, so the Jogan definitely has some pretty dope abilities, but in terms of like what we're gonna see from it, right? So Boruto Part One's definitely focusing in on the karma as his main power source, and Boruto Part Two is gonna focus in on the Jogan Eye
Facts.
as,
Facts.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah, that's how I
as his
see it as
power
well.
source.
Yeah,
So
okay.
yeah, we
cause
can
like
speculate about it, but I just want to make sure I'm not giving out any misinformation on that.
Oh no, you're
yeah,
good, bro.
cause like Boruto's having like even in the anime they emphasize it. Like Boruto's scared that like yo Momoshiki's gonna come out. Right? There's an episode where like there was like a whole controversy that like Naruto's gonna kill Boruto. I know like a lot of people thought that was gonna happen.
When he was looking at his
Like
hand.
yeah, yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
people interpreted it as that. And it was like damn, like Boruto was really going through it. That really hit home because like like you could tell because like Boruto wasn't sleeping. Like there was like days like he's like after the
Right.
Ishiki fight when he got back, it was implied that he hasn't slept since then. Just knowing when he did the Sasuke, like it's been a couple of days, and when you don't sleep for a couple of days, it's gonna ruin your like everything, your
Mm-hmm.
bodily functions. You're not gonna be able to function as a human.
Yeah.
Like that really
Exactly.
hit home, and I think they're gonna continue to emphasize that until the end of part one. And then once he
Right.
gets control over the Karma Seal, that's where they're gonna implement the Jogan. I think that'll be perfect in my
That'll be
opinion.
perfect. Yeah.